AI feels like it's moving too fast, but by the end of this video, you'll be completely AI native. You'll know the do's, the don'ts, and the simple playbook that actually works. No coding, no downloading 50 new apps, just the essentials without the overwhelm. Everywhere you look, AI is moving faster than you could keep up. One person says you need 10 new tools, another says if you don't already know how to code, you've lost. No wonder you feel overwhelmed. It's like standing on the sideline to a race that already started. But here's the truth. The reason most people feel stuck is because they learned the wrong way to approach AI. They chase every shiny app, every new update, and end up more scattered than when they started. Being AI native doesn't mean being the most technical person in the room. You don't need to code a new ChatGPT. It means knowing how to translate your skills into language the AI can understand. And once you learn exactly how to do that, you're ahead of 90% of people who are just poking around hoping for magic to happen. The very first step to becoming AI native isn't learning a dozen new prompt tricks. It's building a master prompt. Think of it like an ID card for the AI. Instead of re-explaining yourself every single time, you build out one prompt that identifies who you are, how you like to work, and what exactly you want from the AI. And from there, you can reference it forever. The AI is never going to forget what you reminded it of. Here's the problem most people run into. Every single time they try to use ChatGPT, they start from zero. They type something like, "Help me write an email to my boss," and then wonder why the output is very generic. It isn't because the AI is bad, it's because it doesn't know you. Your master prompt is going to fix that, but let's look at what happens when you don't have one. 1. You get cookie cutter answers. This could be an email that looks like it came from a copy-paste template, or a calendar that looks like it was scraped straight off of Google. But with a master prompt, you're going to get a plan or an output that is directly correlated to who you are as a person. It's going to understand your tone, your style, and what you think success looks like. Let me show you what I mean. Without a master prompt, you're going to get an email that starts by saying, "Dear manager, I'd like to achieve this." But with the master prompt, it's going to be tailored so much more effectively. It might look like, "Hey Sarah, here's a quick overlook of all the revenue numbers and the key points of success we need to pay attention to." See the big switch just from incorporating a master prompt? One sounds robotic and the other one sounds like me. A big change for minimal effort. That's the real power of the master prompt. It turns AI from a stranger into a teammate that's known you for years. Now let's go over how to build your master prompt with the least effort possible. We're going to have AI do it for you. So open ChatGPT or whatever AI agent you use and just follow along. I want you to create a master prompt for me. Ask me 10 questions, identify my style, what success looks like for me, and how I can best improve. Then, based on my answers, generate one master prompt and continuously reference that whenever I message you. Now, instead of guessing, the AI is going to actually interview you to get a deeper dive into who you are and to develop the necessary context it needs to be successful. And once you answer its questions, you're going to have a master prompt specifically created for you. It's about you, and it's going to be for your future use for as long as you're using that tool. That way, whether you're a student, a content creator, an entrepreneur, a manager, your AI is going to be specifically tailored to assist you. The best part of the master prompt is you only have to do this once. After that, you can pin it or save it in a chat, and whenever you message the AI chatbot, just make sure you put "reference my master prompt" whenever you're replying to it. That's what separates dabblers from AI natives. Dabblers type random questions, but AI natives have an AI chat system, and it all starts with the master prompt. Now the next step is learning how to best write out situational prompts. Here's the main problem. Whenever someone talks to an AI, they go about it in the same exact way, regardless of whatever problem they're facing. They'll ask it to write a summary, ask it to write an email, ask it to brainstorm, all in the same generic, flat way. And that's why these answers so often feel so boring and so generic. You're just giving the AI what it needs to get the job done. Now, I want you to think of situational prompts like different hats you can give to the AI. Once the AI puts the hat on, it'll be able to better understand the context of the problem you're facing. Here's how you set one up. First, give the AI its role. So act as my mentor, act as my study partner. Second, give it the exact outcome you want to achieve. So this could be something like recap all of my notes in 10 bullet points. Third, give it boundaries. So you can tell it to keep it under 200 words or keep it all practical with no fluff. Now, instead of vague, one-size-fits-all answers, you get something that's surgical and takes in the context of the problem you're facing. For example, if you're prepping for a leadership meeting, this might be what the situation prompt looks like. Act as my strategy advisor. I need 3 main points about market trends backed by real data that I can bring into a leadership meeting. Keep it sharp, less than 1 minute per bullet point so I can remember it while I'm speaking. That's not generic advice. That's laser focused on the situation you're about to walk into. This is how you turn AI from just answering questions into a teammate that adapts with you. Most people use AI like a vending machine. They ask one question, they ask another, and then they just stop. But the real power with AI chatbot, when you could chain prompts together, you allow AI to carry you through the finish line. Take this example. You've got a big client presentation coming up tomorrow. Now, normally that's hours on top of hours of prep work. You have to look at the archives of data that you're going to have to reference throughout the presentation. You're going to have to understand what notes to bring up, what you're going to actually speak about. That could be a lot of time and extremely overwhelming. You're going to end up showing to the presentation the next morning, half prepared, fuming because you couldn't get all the work you needed actually done. But when you link together all these different prompts, you're going to completely flip the script. Let's look at an example of that. So you'd start by asking it to summarize last quarter's performance in 5 bullet points. From that, you tell it to take those bullet points and turn it into slide outlines, no filler involved. Then you can ask for a 60-second script that you can rehearse. That way you're going to enter the meeting with all the relevant data, organized in a way that the client's going to understand, and you're going to know exactly what you need to say once you get there. In 10 minutes, you're going to go from a pile of unprepared, messy notes into something you can bring to a presentation and look like you spent hours preparing for. That's the difference between AI as an answering machine and AI as an actual system. You don't just get raw notes or data points. You get an entire presentation that's going to make you stand out. But it's not just for presentation. Chaining together prompts has a lot of other uses as well. You can use it to prep for interviews, design weekly reports, and even build out an entire calendar. Different activities, but the same central idea. You're not starting from scratch every single time. You're chaining every single thought together to build something that's truly relevant. Here's the shift. When you start seeing AI in this way, you stop asking, what's the best prompt I can plug in? And you start thinking about what's the best chain of prompts. Because prompts in isolation just give you fragments. But when you can properly link different workflow prompts, you get a finished product in less time than it would take you to do it. That's how you stop treating AI like a gimmick and start using it like an actual system. So here's the big picture. You don't need 50 new apps, and you don't need to know how to code to make the best use of AI. All you need are these 3 moves. 1, master prompts, so AI knows exactly who you are. 2, situational prompts, so AI can adapt to whatever context you need it to. And 3, workflow linking, so none of your ideas are separated. That's the difference between knowing nothing and becoming truly AI native. And if you want to take this even further, the next step is learning how to become more efficient with your learning. Go check out my next video. It's how you absorb everything you read like a sponge using AI. The knowledge is going to stick and actually show up when you need it. I'll see you in that video next. Bye.